A very good morning, viewers. You're watching Quick Morning with me, Deepak Suresh Kumar, where we get you the top stories from across the nation, from across the world, and from across different sectors like the business, sports, and entertainment. Let's get started. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will launch BJP's campaign for 2025 Delhi Assembly elections with his first Parivartan Rally in Rohini Today. Prime Minister is expected to make significant announcements for the national capital during the rally, with a second rally planned for January 3rd. The Election Commission of India is yet to announce the precise dates for the elections to the 70-member Delhi Assembly. However, the elections are slated to be held in February next year, as the current Assembly's term ends on February 23rd. The Aam Aadmi Party, led by Arvind Kejriwal, aims to retain power for a third consecutive term. Meanwhile, BJP and RSS leaders held a strategic meeting on December 24th to discuss coordination for the upcoming elections. BJP President JP Nadda has accused the Congress of cheap politics following criticism over the location of former Prime Minister Dr. Manmohan Singh's last rites. Congress leaders, including Rahul Gandhi, claimed that the BJP-led government insulted Dr. Singh by conducting his cremation at Nigambodh Ghat instead of a designated spot for a memorial. In response, Nadda clarified that the government had allocated space for Dr. Singh's memorial and informed his family as well, calling Congress's accusations false and politically motivated. He condemned Congress leaders for politicizing the issue and neglecting to show respect during Singh's lifetime.
कांग्रेस के पूर्व अध्यक्ष राहुल गांधी और वर्तमान में अध्यक्ष मल्लिकार्जुन खड़गे जी देश के पूर्व प्रधानमंत्री सम्मानीय मनमोहन सिंह जी के दुखद देहावसान पर भी राजनीति करने से बाज नहीं आ रहे। सरकार ने जगह भी दी और परिवार को सूचित भी किया है, फिर भी कांग्रेस झूठी खबरें फैला रही है।
One worker was killed and another was seriously injured after being hit by Marathi actor Urmila Kotare's car in Mumbai's Kandivali area early on December 28th. And the accident occurred when Kotare, returning from home after a shoot, lost control of her vehicle, striking two labourers working on a metro rail project. And both Kotare and her driver were also injured but were protected by airbags. A case has now been registered against the driver and an investigation is currently underway. Kotare, known for her roles in Dunyadari and Thank God, was not seriously hurt in the incident.
गाड़ी है सर उर्मिला तब्येत कशी आहे आता सध्या
Janswaraj Chief Prashant Kishore has called for a student-led movement to secure the future of Bihar, urging youth to join a gathering at Gandhi Maidan on Tuesday. Kishore also emphasized that the movement, focused on education and employment, will be driven by students and aims to protect the state's democratic heritage. The call comes as Kishore's party prepares for the by-elections on 4 Bihar Assembly seats, promising to prioritize in quality education and job opportunities for the youth if elected.
नाइंसाफी तो हुई है, पेपर लीक हुआ अगर है तो पेपर तो सबका रद्द होना चाहिए, सब री एग्जाम होना चाहिए। एक सेंटर का आप रद्द करते हैं, बाकी सेंटर का क्यों नहीं करते हो भाई? बल्कि शिकायतें जो है हर जगह से आ रही है। तो ये पूरी तरीके से देखिएगा, जो 17 महीने जो हम लोगों की सरकार थी, लोगों के चेहरे पे खुशी थी, लोग खुश थे। और ये जो बहाली भी जो निकली है, ये जो 3.5 लाख प्रक्रियाधीन जो हमने बहाली कराया है, ये वही बहाली है।
Former corporator Raju Kapanur is facing another FIR, this time in Kalaburgi, for criminal intimidation following allegations in a suicide note by a contractor from Bidar named Sachin Panchal. The note claimed that Kapanur and others plotted to kill Kalaburgi rural MLA Baswaraj Mattimud, alongside accusations that Panchal himself had been threatened. This follows an earlier FIR at the Bidar Railway Police Station, where Kapanur and his aides were charged with abetment to suicide and criminal intimidation. The latest FIR was lodged based on a complaint from a BJP leader in Kalaburgi. Maharashtra Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis has instructed the Crime Investigation Department to confiscate the properties of those accused in the murder of Masajok Sarpanch Santosh Deshmukh. Fadnavis also ordered the cancellation of arms licenses for individuals seen firing guns or flaunting them in public and on social media. The case has sparked massive protests in Bid, where thousands have demanded the arrest of Valmik Karat, an associate of NCP Minister Dhananjay Munde, who is accused of masterminding the crime. Deshmukh was allegedly abducted and murdered on December 9th. Opposition leaders are calling for Munde's resignation over the case. Tamil Nadu Governor R.N. Ravi, who is also the Chancellor of the Anna University, has instructed the university to prioritize student safety following the sexual assault of a 19-year-old student on campus. Ravi directed officials to take immediate action to address security concerns and foster a culture of safety and accountability. He also visited the university yesterday to review the security measures, met with the faculty and also interacted with students to gather a feedback on improving campus safety and security. The police have arrested the suspect involved in the assault that occurred on Christmas Eve. Assam police have seized drugs worth nearly 6 crore rupees and arrested 5 individuals in 2 separate operations. Himanta Biswa Sarma, the Chief Minister, has announced this development yesterday. The Guwahati Special Task Force arrested 4 traffickers and recovered 416 grams of heroin valued at 2.75 crore rupees from a hotel in Paltan Bazaar. In another operation in Nagaon district, police intercepted a vehicle and seized over 532 grams of heroin worth 3.5 crore rupees hidden in a secret compartment. Sarma also reaffirmed that the state is committed to combating the drug trade and protecting youth from narco terror. Security has been heightened in Kolkata ahead of New Year celebrations following the arrest of 2 Bangladeshi infiltrators in the city. Police Commissioner Manoj Kumar Verma announced that 4,500 police personnel would be deployed across the city to ensure safety, with additional measures such as watchtowers and vigilance. Authorities are also conducting checks on hotels and guest houses to verify employee backgrounds. Verma addressed concerns over illegal Bangladeshi immigrants obtaining fake Indian passports, stating that the police are working closely with the Ministry of External Affairs and passport offices to prevent such incidents. Viewers, let's now take you through the latest coming in the world of business. Union Communications Minister Jyotiraditya Scindia has sought funds from Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman for the Department of Posts to make it profitable by 2029. He and his team also presented their capital expenditure demands to the Finance Minister. Scindia also emphasized that the department aims to achieve higher customer acquisition, retention and operational efficiency. The minister also hopes to make the department profitable in the upcoming years with a focus on customer satisfaction. Adani Green Energy Limited has formed a new step-down subsidiary called Adani Green Energy 68 Limited to further its renewable energy initiatives. This new establishment would produce and distribute energy with renewable sources like the wind and solar power. A new company in Ahmedabad, which has not yet commenced, would provide clean energy solutions to the company. While the new subsidiary does not have any operational turnover yet, it marks the new step for Adani Green on its expansion in the footprint of renewable energy. Vedanta is all set to demerge its business by January in 2025. Vedanta had initially listed Base Metals as one of the companies to be demerged. With this, Vedanta Base Metals will continue to remain a part of the parent company Vedanta Limited. Earlier, Vedanta also declared that it will not establish a distinct public company for its Base Metals division. But for every shares of Vedanta Limited, viewers, the owners will receive 1 share in each of the listed firms as part of the demerger. Viewers, as we enter 2025, certain analysts believe that several macroeconomic themes are likely to drive the year going forward. Economists have argued that global economy will face a volley of challenges and economy will muddle through the relatively lower growth. As per experts, the US will take a protectionist stance. Even tariffs might cause some economic turbulence, but the overall impact on global growth is expected to be more modest. In 2025, Indian steel industry will be keenly looking forward to the policy initiatives in 2025 to safeguard its interests as it moves ahead with 300 million tons of capacity target. Another challenge can expedite its efforts to transition to clean manufacturing processes with the government's push to green steel production. However, the government intervention will be essential as the Indian steel industry is in expansion mode to build a manufacturing capacity of 300 million tons per annum by the year 2030. Vodafone has cleared dues of around 11,650 crore rupees that is raised against shares of Vodafone Idea. The group pledged almost entire stake in VIL to raise the debt. The pledge was also created in favor of HSBC Corporate Trustee Company for the debt raised by Mauritius and Indian entities of Vodafone Group. And as per the latest shareholding pattern, Vodafone Group holds a 22.56% stake in VIL, while the Aditya Birla Group holds 14.76%, while the government has a 23.15% stake. Now, with West Asia on the boil and with Russia confirming its role in Azerbaijan plane crash, let's get you a roundup of all the top international stories we are tracking. Hundreds gathered in Hong Kong to watch the city's first pyrotechnics drone show. The 10-minute drone show features almost 1,000 drones, with some of the drones even equipped with fireworks. The drones flew over Hong Kong's Victoria Harbour and formed images of the city's giant panda. This show was part of the campaign to raise support and awareness on panda conservation. During certain parts of the spectacle, some drones also displayed fireworks, while hundreds of others formed a three-dimensional panda that slowly rotated in the sky. In the past few days, Hong Kong has launched a series of activities across the city in the recent weeks, including exhibitions and a panda-themed carnival. This came after Beijing gifted Hong Kong a pair of giant pandas named Anan and KK. The arrival of both the giant pandas takes the total number of pandas in Hong Kong to 6. As anti-government protests in Georgia enter their second month, thousands of civilians gathered in central Tbilisi on 28th to voice dissent against the country's decision to withhold European Union membership. The protesters were joined by the country's president, Salom Zorbevich, who partaked in the human chain formation as part of the protest. Although hundreds of protesters remained detained for raising anti-government slogans, the spirits of Tbilisi residents continues to withhold political pressure as the citizens have demanded new elections and resignation of the current Prime Minister. Following the ouster of President Bashar al-Assad, the current Syrian leader Ahmad al-Shara has launched a series of bilateral talks with various nations in hopes of improving Syria's diplomatic positioning. Shara had also previously demanded the removal of international sanctions on Syria and was backed by Turkey. In a new Libyan state minister for communications and political affairs, Walid al-Lafi, arrived in Damascus on December 28th. Lafi addressed the media post the meeting and pledged cooperation and support to the country because Syria is currently under a period of political transition as the end of Assad's decade-long regime paved the way for the Syrian rebels to build Syria from ground and improve its military, political and diplomatic relations with the world. Following another airstrike on central Gaza, at least 4 children and a woman were among the 9 people killed as the Israel-Gaza conflict enters 14 months. The attack, which occurred on December 28th, burned down several houses and happened just a day after Israeli forces burned down one of the last operating hospitals in the territory. The Kamal Adwan Hospital has been hit multiple times over the past 3 months by Israeli troops, and humanitarian aid by the United Nations was also discontinued following repeated attacks, thus worsening the condition of those affected by the war. Supporters of impeached South Korean President Yoon Suk Yeol staged protests across the country demanding Yeol's reinstatement. Yoon was impeached by the opposition-controlled National Assembly on December 14th over his December 3rd martial law decree, which set the entire nation in a frenzy. And Yeol's presidential powers have now been suspended. The Constitutional Court toggles with the question of whether or not to formally remove Yoon or reinstate him. The editor of Italian newspaper was detained in Tehran by the Iranian police, though the reasons for the detention remains unknown. Identified as Cecilia Sala was reporting in the Iranian capital, where she was detained as talks between the two nations begin to bring the detained journalist home. Italian authorities have confirmed that Sala was in Iran on a regular visa and had all supporting documents required to be in the nation, as suspicion of terror charges also grew on the other hand. However, Iran is yet to release a statement or acknowledge the arrest of the journalist. An outdoor holiday market in New York City's Bryant Park briefly caught fire on December 27th as firefighters rushed to the scene to put out the blazes. While no casualties were reported in the fire, the cause of the blaze was not known immediately. The blaze comes less than 2 weeks after a fire ripped through another Midtown Manhattan holiday market in Herald Square, destroying 18 stalls. Now, authorities said that the fire was caused by an electrical short circuit. Demonstrators took to the streets of Tel Aviv again on December 28 to join a weekly protest demanding a ceasefire of Israel's continuous violence on Gaza and a deal to return the hostages still held by Hamas in the Gaza Strip. Rallies have taken place in Tel Aviv, Israel's largest city, each weekend amid the war ignited by Hamas on South Israel on October 7, 2023, which killed around 1,200 Israelis. And some of the 250 Israeli nationals who were kidnapped in the attack have now spent more than 14 months in captivity. The protesters have also continued their demand for the release of these hostages and stronger actions by Israeli government, as Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu remains cautious of signing a ceasefire deal. Hundreds of women took to the streets in Syrian city of Hasaka on December 28 to demand protection of their rights under the new regime. The demonstrators waved flags of the Kurdish Women's Protection Units and carried banners to raise their issues. The insurgents who ousted President Bashar al-Assad are rooted in fundamentalist Islamist ideology, and though they have vowed to create a pluralist system, it isn't clear how or whether they plan to share power. Thus, women organizations and activists have expressed sincere concerns over the new regime's rule. The women demand that their rights be enshrined in the constitution and be protected by law. There's a lot of action happening down under in Australia. Let me get you through the latest coming in from the world of sports. AC Milan head coach Paulo Fonseca has vowed to put emotion to one side when he faces his old club Roma for the first time yesterday. Both Milan and Roma have had subpar seasons so far, with Milan sitting in 8th spot in the table, 7 points above Roma in 10th place. Milan's long list of absentees is also a problem for the Rossoneri head coach. Christian Pulisic has been ruled out with a new ankle issue, while Rafael Leo, Yunus Musa, Noah Okafor and Ruben Loftus-Cheek will also miss out, along with ex-Roma fullback Alessandro Florenzi. Nitish Reddy received praise from Sunil Gavaskar, but the former captain also issued a word of caution. He reminded the young cricketer of the sacrifices made by his father and other members of his family to help him reach this point. December 28, 2024 will forever be an unforgettable day in the life of Mutyala Reddy, as his son Nitish Kumar Reddy stood up to be the hero for Team India in a tough situation by scoring his maiden test century in the 4th test. Nitish Kumar Reddy and Washington Sundar emerged as the heroes for India at MCG, while Reddy remained unbeaten on 105. Sundar smashed a brilliant half-century to help India avoid an embarrassing follow-on in the Border Gavaskar series. India's medal-winning athletes are aiming to reach higher levels in the new year after their impressive show at the December 19 to 25 Asian Youth and Junior Weightlifting Championships in Doha. Overall, India won 33 medals across youth and junior categories. Arsenal edged Chelsea to second place in the Premier League table with a 1-0 win over Ipswich Town. The Gunners' midfield anchor Declan Rice reflected on the absence of Bukayo Saka and claimed the side would adapt. Maria Sakkari and Stefano Tsitsipas won the decisive doubles match with Spain's Mone Cavale Reimers and Sergio Matos Gones 4-6, 6-3, 10-6 at the United Cup in Perth. Yesterday, the result gave Greece an overall 2-1 victory over Spain in their first tie at the tournament. It is also Spain's second tie loss, leaving them sitting at the bottom of the Group C and without a chance to advance to the next stage. Novak Djokovic got in a training session on Saturday after arriving in Australia to start his season at the Brisbane International. Djokovic will face a home challenge in his opening match when the 37-year-old faces Australia's Rinky Hijikata in the first round tomorrow. The top-seeded Djokovic, now ranked world number 7, has not competed since reaching the Shanghai Masters final in October. The Paris Olympic gold medalist and 24-time Grand Slam champion is playing in Brisbane International for the first time since 2009. Now let's get you all the buzz that's happening in the world of entertainment. Pan-Indian movie Baby John starring Varun Dhawan, Kirti Suresh and also Vamika Gabi has struggled in the box office. Now a report has stated that the film is receiving competition from a Malayalam movie, Macro, whose Hindi version is replacing Baby John screenings in the north as well. Macro has received reviews despite its violent content. The film's strong performance, led by Unni Mukundan, has added over 140 more shows in its kitty due to its box office success. Richard Perry, a hit-making record producer with a flair for both standards and contemporary sounds, whose many successes including Carly Simon's You're So Vain, Rod Stewart's The Great American Songbook series and a Ringo Starr album featuring all 4 Beatles, died Tuesday. He was 82. Perry, a recipient of Grammy's Trustee Award in 2015, died at a Los Angeles hospital after suffering a cardiac arrest. His friend has confirmed all of this. Actress Olivia Hussey passed away at the age of 73. She dazzled moviegoers as the female lead in 1968 adaptation of Romeo and Juliet. As per the official announcement on social media, she died at her home surrounded by her loved ones. Hussey started her film career when she was just 15 years old, opposite British actor Leonard Whiting. The movie was nominated for the Best Picture, Oscars and 3 other Academy Awards. She was widely appreciated for her performance in the movies. She had also directed few films, including 1977 miniseries Jesus of Nazareth. Villagers in East China's Anhui province lit up fish-shaped lanterns to celebrate the New Year. Fish-shaped lanterns parades were held in a mountain village in Anhui province, attracting throngs of visitors. Locals paraded with fish-shaped lanterns to pray for harvest and good fortune. The lanterns boast a history of over 600 years and are a provincial-level intangible cultural heritage. Payal Kapadia's All We Imagine as Light is all set for its OTT release. The movie will stream on Disney Hotstar from January 3rd next year. The film has bagged 2 Golden Globe nominations. The film is also nominated for Best Motion Picture under non-English category, and the filmmaker also bagged a nomination for Best Director. Payal Kapadia became the 3rd woman director from Asia to do so. Well, viewers, that's all we could pack for you in this segment of Quick Morning. Up next, we'll get you all the latest from across the world, nation, sports, entertainment. Stay tuned.